at Essential Oils Library. Here we are today, March 20th, and I thought I'm going to share my experience with you. Today is my birthday, and I'm so excited we are going into spring. Well, in some countries, the spring looks different than in Canada. Look what's happening in Canada, and I want to show you the beauty what we see. I am by the river, and look how many ducks are all over. Hundreds and hundreds on this river, but I'm going to take you to one more beautiful spot. While I'm walking to that spot, I would like to share something with you. These days, as you know, I work with a European market and it's pretty intense there. So what I want to bring in today is, I know it's not Tuesday, I usually do live calls on Tuesday, but because it's my birthday, I want to bring something in. And it is that all this chaos, what is happening in the world is, what if I tell you, no virus can kill us. What can kill us is our own emotion around the virus. Because every emotion can cause disease to a specific organ. So I will be sharing with you a few things. What organs and what emotions. That's why I'm in the nature. Just going for a nice quick walk. I just finished live call in Europe. And I thought I'm going to share with you as well. So one more time. Our emotions can create or cause disease to certain organs. So let's go through first one, which is fear, because there is lots of fear going on in the world right now. And fear can affect our reproductive system, our kidneys, our adrenals. So let's think about that. If I have non-stop fear, and I'm going to say 5 years later, 10 years later, I wake up and I'll say, why I have this, or why I'm sick. Of course, it's not only emotions. Of course, it's as well supporting the body, immunity, movement, and so on. But we are quite often looking at something what's going on our physical body. Oh, but she or he was eating healthy. She or he was an athlete. How come they got sick? Because it's definitely not only about movement. It's definitely not only about nutrition, but it's as well about our emotions. And what is very important, to pay attention to our emotions and not to ignore it. And I'm learning that too. And all of us are humans. So I believe each of us, we are going through certain emotions. So one more time, fear can affect reproductive system, adrenals, and kidneys. Now I'm just looking here. There are a couple of people coming. So next one is frustration and anger. We might be so frustrated at this situation, what is happening, and it can affect our liver. So again, liver, it's not only about alcohol and drugs, but it's as well about anger. It's about frustration, being frustrated from certain situation, what's happening right now. Now, next one is grief, and it's when we lose a loved one, or we feel sad and depressed. All these emotions can affect our colon, our lungs, and which is our immune system. So let's think about that. Colon and lungs. It's connected to grief. So many times I hear, each of us, I think we lost somebody in life, and we are in grief and sadness, and it can cause even depression. And that will again affect our colon and our lungs. So, hi, good morning. So, again, no disease happen on our or in our body or on our organs when we shift our emotions. It's very good to be aware what kind of emotion I'm experiencing, and sometimes we cannot even see it, but somebody can help us to see it. And then we feel actually upset that somebody sees our emotions and we don't want to believe. So first of all, we are in denial. We don't see it. I was reading a book, Grief and On with Grieving. I highly recommend this book. And there are 5 stages of that. And I want to say thanks to my friend Andra, she recommended that book. It's a beautiful book about grief and on grieving. So first stage is usually we are in denial. We don't see it, we don't believe it, oh, it's not happening to me. That's not true. So for those of you who feel that you are grieving someone or something in life, pick up that book, and I can share that with you later on when I finish this call. Next emotions is anxiety and nervousness. I know some people who tell me, oh, I don't even know what is anxiety. Sometimes we just adapt to that emotion that we think, oh, this is not anxiety. I don't know what is anxiety. We have to go on it, and I guess each of us, we need help to recognize what it can be or how it feels. So anxiety and nervousness can affect heart, small intestines, and our nervous system. Nervous system, it's a big one. One more time. Our heart, small intestine, and our nervous system. So again, nothing happens on our physical body just like that. And each of us, we had something in life, or we have something in life, or we will have something in life. I'm not talking about emotions, but physically. I can experience headache. I can experience knee pain, joint pain, muscle tension. So let's have a look as well, not only on physical body as one thing, but as well on our emotions. What kind of emotions did I experience 2 days ago, 3 days ago, month ago, that now I'm experiencing cough, I'm experiencing headache, or I'm experiencing diabetes, or whatever it is. It's never happened overnight. Or let's not blame it on genetics. Yes, everyone, we have genetic predisposition, but it depends. What kind of lifestyle I live, did I adapt exactly the same emotions what I saw in my family? Or did I adapt exactly the same nutrition like I was living in my family? Do I live in exactly the same environment how I was living when I was a child? How come somebody can adopt a child from Africa? They had completely different diseases, and the child is in the United States, or even from Asia, and the child is now obese, or has certain disease that they never had in the family. Let's look at our body or our physical alignments, not only as, oh, what did I do wrong? Let's go through everything. Emotions, what kind of movements did I do? What kind of relaxations did I do? It's never only one thing. Okay, so I just talked about anxiety and nervousness. Oh, look at this. This is the spot. Oh, I wanted to show you earlier with this big, beautiful tree. And look at this. Isn't that amazing? I think they're gonna fly. Oh, look at that, look at that. Oh, perfect timing. They're saying hello. And as I was saying earlier, you know, only us humans are thinking about or knowing about the virus or about whatever is happening in the world. Nature doesn't know. The sun will come out in the morning and goes down in the evening. The same thing with moon. The spring comes, or winter goes and spring comes, and the other way around. So what are we creating every single day in our minds? Thank you, Takako. Sorry. Thank you, Takako. Okay, so I just want to go to the next one. It's worry, because worry, it's a big thing as well. We don't have to be anxious, or we don't have to be nervous or anything, but we are constantly worried about something, someone, or some situation. What it can affect, what kind of organ? Spleen, pancreas, and stomach. If we cannot digest something, or we have constantly problem with digestion, maybe we are worrying too much. Let's look again at those few emotions I shared. What did I share? One more time. Fear, frustration, grief, anxiety, and worry. So those 5 emotions, if we look only at those 5, because I know as a fact, each of us, we go through those emotions, every one of us. There is no difference between us. Maybe I experience more worry than somebody else, and somebody else experience more frustration. But we all of us going through emotions, and it's very important to be aware of our emotions and to recognize them, not to suppress them. But we do. I do many times. I suppress certain emotions and I don't want to see them because it might be really painful to look at my emotions and go through it, right? But if we keep suppressing it, then we suddenly have some kind of health issue. So I'm learning on that as well. I wanted to bring this theme on my birthday, and we are going into spring, and I thought maybe through that season, what's happening in the world, the chaos, let's look on our emotions, how we are dealing with the situation in the world. And because every emotion can affect our organs. So what we can do for it, I learned from Anthony Robbins. I'm saying hello to my friend Paula, who I met her through Tony Robbins' course, and she's in this group. And we studied together. We became partners or buddies, and we are friends until now. I think it's 3 years later, we are friends until now. I met with her in London a couple times. So it's amazing what kind of opportunity we have now. Meet people through online. We never met before, and we click and we meet in person. So Tony Robbins was teaching us Crazy 8. What is Crazy 8? If you can imagine, Infinite 8 is each of us, we have certain emotion. For example, I'm going to talk about depression. If somebody goes through depression, we will never stay in depression for years. Nobody. Or anxiety. So if we have depression, from depression we go to being mad or angry. Again, everyone will go through something different. So today, let's say at 1 o'clock, I feel really sad and depressed. And then half an hour later or 15 minutes later, I'll get mad because I cannot stay in this emotion for a long period of time. So imagine, think about your emotion. If you're worrying, where you go from worry? From worry, you might go being anxious. So it's that Crazy 8. It's never-ending loop. And we have a choice. Some people will go into drugs and alcohol or another negative pattern. And some of people might choose to either work out or go out, change the state. He was teaching us constantly, if somebody goes through certain emotional pattern, to recognize it and change the state. Because many times we cannot change our state on our own, but either somebody can, a life coach or somebody else can help us with that. And we change our state. So let's say changing state can be going to the nature, or because you cannot stay in that emotion for a long period of time. So become aware of that when you're doing it or when you're falling into that emotional pattern. So it's not to suppress it, but just to recognize it. So I thought just to share that with you, that I learned 3 years ago from Tony Robbins, and what I learned from Josh Axe about organs, how every emotion will, oh, my battery's dying. Every emotion will affect certain organs. So it's not only about exercising or healthy nutrition. Of course, it's a part. It's as important, our emotions, as our nutrition and our movement. It's like a puzzle. It's never only about one thing. So don't underestimate that you need to only work out or just eat healthy. And especially in this season, start eating healthy or look at what you're eating, because it's easy to grab something easy or chips or something because, oh my God, we are in stress. Now, when we are in stress, we need to support our immunity better and eat better. So I hope that video helped you a little bit and you learned something new about our emotions and how they can affect each organ. Today I'm gonna finish this call from this beautiful nature here in Canada, and I'll see you next Tuesday again. Have a great weekend and make sure you look at your emotions, what emotions you are discovering this weekend. Don't ignore it, just be aware of it. Have a great weekend. Bye.